let's do a Stormlight Refresher before we end the episode, gentlemen. This goes to Elliot first, who's leading 2-0. Paul, this is a big week for you. Either you pull it back and you're within one, or you're down 3-0, which is like a big gap. So
that is true. I would like to say, for the record, I am 0-2, which I understand, and that's totally fine. But all of these are really, it's not. It's a landslide in matches won, but not in points scored.
It's been like 1 point each time.
It's
true.
been one point each time, and so really it just takes another 1 point the other way. And stuff we'll see. But I understand trivia is not my forte, but we'll see what happens. So I'm excited. I'm here for having fun. Even though I'm an extremely competitive person, but I'm not winning, so I'm here to have fun.
yes,
I'm just looking forward for the day we can actually get one of his "What is this chapter name about?" question, because I have a feeling we're not going to get any of those.
Yeah.
You ready for one, Elliot? Because I got one for you.
Sure.
The first question is a chapter name. You have to provide me at least a little bit of context of what happened in the chapter. Crimson to Break.
I remember that name. Say it again.
Crimson to Break.
Shoot.
If you don't get this will be one of the ones where you're going to be very disappointed and go, I knew that.
I think of a couple directions to go with this, but I want to say this is the incredibly terrifying Dalinar murders millions of people. It's like, not millions, but
that's a lot of people.
Millions. Holy smokes.
It's like at the Rift, he goes like chasing after somebody and then ends up like brutally murdering a bunch of people that he shouldn't. There's like we talked about, there's like a redacted version of the chapter that the publisher was like, hey, you can't do that. You got to tone that down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly like who or why he was chasing. It's not the we're full spoilers here, right? It's
yes, this is under Stormlight spoiler.
It's not the he kills Evie scene. It's like before that. It's like just before that, and the
rock slide scene where he gets caught in a rock slide and then he takes this anger out on all the guards around him.
Exactly.
Incorrect.
Bummer.
Paul, here's your shot.
Okay, I have my guess. And like I was actually very confident, for the record, with my guess last week on monsters. I definitely thought that was the Shallan flashback. So that makes me doubt any guess that I will have off the top of my head. My initial guess, which I'm sure is wrong, but my initial guess was actually the scene where Adolin and not Venli, Eshonai, where Eshonai becomes effused, I believe it is. Eshonai becomes effused, and it's like the scene where her and Adolin are like talking, like kind of like they've arranged to meet, and originally it would have been a really good meeting for us, but then she like became fused and was no longer. It was no longer a good meeting for us.
She keeps her shard plate on, so you can't see that she's
a
little different. Yeah, incorrect.
Yes, that's okay. I figured it was wrong, but that's what came to my mind.
I had high hopes for you when you started with the word Adolin, though. This scene...
I should have just said Adolin and left it there.
This scene is the chapter before Elokar's death. This scene is the scene of them assaulting the palace of Kholinar, and High Marshal Azure, who is Vivenna, is leading the charge, and she uses all of her color swear words, and she says those gates are going to be crimson to break, or it's going to be hell in there, is what she's saying. That's the title of the
man. Got it. Nope. Yeah, I would not have gotten there.
But
and a couple guesses,
the
As Paul
intention.
was talking,
Go ahead.
I was thinking maybe like a Vasher kind of thing. It seems like almost like a Vasher thing to say, but yep, wrong.
The intention of these is to refresh your memories on Stormlight. So
Okay.
you now have a couple scenes fresh in your memories of Stormlight. Over to you, Paul, for your quote ID. Has your Spren expressed any reservations about the work you've given her? Damnation, you're as bad as a colon scribe, always poking. We need to be cautious. We can't be certain what your Spren will do. As her self-awareness grows, she will surely dislike working against the other orders.
So I just have to say who said this, right?
Who is
speaking
talking? And there's actually two people talking in this, and I will accept either one.
You're gonna hate me, but can you read it one more time?
Yes. Has your Spren expressed any reservations about the work you've given her? Damnation, you're as bad as a colon scribe, always poking. We need to be cautious. We can't be certain what your Spren will do as her self-awareness grows. She will surely dislike working against the other orders.
I think this is Taravangian talking to his Dustbringer Surgebinder. And I can't remember the name of the Dustbringer Surgebinder off the top of my head, but that's my guess.
Malata, and you are correct.
Malata, yes.
Well done.
Let's go. Okay, I thank you for rereading it. I hate to pester, but it really sunk in, the second time. So,
Elliot, would you have gotten that?
Nope, that was a way better answer than I was going to come up with.
All right. Time for everyone's favorite segment. Over to you, Elliot. Here's your review. You need to tell me what they rated it and what they're rating. I've been looking forward to this book for a long time. Sometimes anticipation is better than the thing anticipated. I struggled through the first few chapters and then set the book aside. Maybe I'll try it again another time. Those first few chapters were dull, drowning in names, and written in slapdash impressionist style, where words are thrown around like splatters of paint in the hopes that a masterpiece emerges from the canvas. I usually like Sanderson's writings. The last book of his that I read was Steelheart, which I enjoyed thoroughly. This one, however, I did not finish.
It would help if I knew when Steelheart was published.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. That's a wild card for me.
Names, they don't like. This is a 2 out of 5. Is a rating. They're clearly frustrated, but seem to like Sanderson, so probably not going to completely throw him under the bus. The book. Oh, I'm struggling with the book. This is gonna go Rhythm of War, but it doesn't quite feel right. That just seems like the one more likely to have waited a long time for him. Rhythm of War, 2 out of 5.
Well,
Okay, can I ask a question that I assume I know this is an understood thing? This is the book we've read, right? Or could this be anything? Okay.
You have read it, and it is heavily weighted to Stormlight. I'm not excluding other things, but 9 times out of 10, I'll give you a Stormlight book.
Okay. I think this is a 1 out of 10. I think they tore it apart enough and didn't finish it. So I think it's a 1 out of 10.
Okay.
But man, I've been wrestling with what book it is. Man. So my thought is they've been waiting for it for a long time. So instinctively, I'm going to talk through this since Elliot has already said his predictions. So hearing that makes me think, okay, it's a later book that they've been waiting for it to come out. Been excited for it to come out. But if it's all worried about names, too many names now, I feel like you can't be in the book 2, 3, or 4 and be like, oh, now it's too many names. It kind of starts off like that pretty quick, So I think this, I don't want to say the Way of Kings, but I kind of want to say the Way of Kings. Okay. I think it's either the first or second book of Stormlight. You're right. If I knew when Steelheart was written, I feel like that would really help me a lot here. I am gonna go ahead and say that it's the Way of Kings. I think they were really excited for the new Sanderson book and got a little overwhelmed, which honestly is kind of fair. 1 out of 5, the Way of Kings.
And Elliot, you said 2 out of 5 Rhythm of War?
Rhythm of War. Yep.
Okay. This was a 1 out of 5 for Words of Radiance. They apparently got through the Way of Kings, but set down Words of Radiance. I don't know how that
Interesting.
happens.
Okay,
but
I will. Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
The only thing that I thought about with Words of Radiance was at the start. There's all these, like the crew that Shallan ends up with after the shipwreck.
Yeah, that's true.
I could kind of give a little credit. I feel like that was a bit of a lot of names with not a lot of payoff. I could kind of get behind it, but man, if they finished that book, they would have been hooked. Man,
They
that's when
probably
it
didn't
really
even get
hooks
to
me.
the shipwreck, which is in like chapter 5 or something like that. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like
mean
when
the
that
drama,
happens, you
like
got to know.
Yasna dies, and then oh man, it's pretty... Anyways, that was the only thing I could think of it not
And
being.
and
And
one of the first
you read through the Way of Kings, and
well,
then couldn't
right.
make it through the start of Words of Radiance.
And
Goodness.
one of the first chapters in Words of Radiance, you're like sitting down with Bridge 4 decompressing after book 1, so maybe that's boring for them. But I don't know.
But my thought is you're familiar with the names,
Right.
so that's why with the Way of Kings. Anyways, all right, that's kind of funny.
All right.
But
Paul is leading 2-0 going into the last question, so that means he has won this week, but we'll go with question 5 anyway.
I think this is my first trivia win ever in any element we've ever had on the 3.5 years that we've done this podcast. So I'm feeling very good right now.
Over to you,
You're
Paul.
headed for a sweep. Let's see if I can save my dignity
Yeah.
with a single point.
Nice shutout for you. Clean
Yeah.
sheet, as they say in football terms. Here's your trivia. What is Kaladin's third ideal?
Who's going first?
Paul is going first.
It's okay. I think it's the. No, wait. Is that Taft's ideal, or are they the same? Okay. Okay. I wish this wasn't tripping me up as much as it is. I think the third ideal, right?
Kaladin's third ideal.
It was I will protect those I hate. I'm getting it mixed up with Tefts. I'm about to get it mixed up with Tefts.
I do the same thing. That's why I put this in here, because I miss this one.
Okay. I'm gonna say Tefts,
okay,
so that I can get it out of my head.
Okay.
I think Tefts is like, I will protect those I hate, even if the one I hate the most is myself.
Bingo. Great idea. I love that one.
That is Teft, but that's not Kaladin.
Kaladin doesn't have to say that. What does Kaladin have to say?
Oh, dang it. How did I remember Tefts and not Kaladin's? It's like, I will protect... Oh my God, I'm probably just wrong. It's like, I will protect those I hate. I don't think I know the full thing. I don't think I can remember the full one. It's like something along those lines. I will protect others, even those that I hate.
Elliot?
Final answer. Yeah.
I'm gonna go different. I might be going too far. I'm trying to remember which numbers are which of the ideals. I think it's the next one, which I'm gonna butcher the wording on. I don't remember the exact phrasing of it.
Always
It's
the
along
most
the
important
lines.
one. Always the next one.
I
Get it? Hot, funny.
yes. I'm gonna go. It's the one where it's like I accept that there are some I cannot protect.
Okay.
And I don't remember exactly how that's phrased.
All right.
But that one.
I'm giving neither of you a point. Let's go through this. What's the first one?
Well, is the first one the basic one?
Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before
destination.
That's the first one. The second one, which he says when
he's protecting Alucard.
No, that's his third. The second one, which he says at the end of the Way of Kings,
I will protect those who cannot protect themselves.
I will protect those who
That's
cannot
right.
protect themselves. Okay. That is second ideal of the Windrunners. Third is where we get more personal. Paul, you are correct. I will protect even those I hate, even if the one I hate most is myself, is Tef's. Paladins protecting Elokar, Paladin's third ideal. I will protect even those I hate, so long as it is right.
Okay.
So you were almost there, but you missed the...
Which is funny because I definitely thought that was when he said the second ideal. Like, I remember that because that's when he gets Shardblade Sill.
Right.
But I just had in my mind that I knew that was the third ideal. Anyways, I was all sorts of mixed up.
And then Elliot, you were correct that you went too far with I'll protect, or I accept that there are those that I cannot protect. That is him accepting the death of Teft and Tien at the end of Rhythm.
But he was supposed to say it when Adolin was dying.
Correct.
Right?
And he couldn't.
And he doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Because he can't say it.
Because he refuses to accept that Adolin will die, so he's not ready for his fourth ideal. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I missed that. Wow.
All right. 2-1 towards Elliot, but Paul, that was a pivotal week for you that you pulled one back, and you're not.
You're right.
You're not in the swamps.
I did well under pressure, so it's just a 1-point game now.
We will reconvene next week. Thanks for joining me, Paul and Elliot.
Farewell.
Absolutely.